Welcome to Kitchen Connect. My name's Tracy.
And I'm Bryony.
And today we're going to be cooking a lovely little rice dish. Very quick one this is at home. I made it up the other week. So Bry's just going to get some carrots out of the oven, but I'm going to get some rice on because that's going to take the longest time. It's going to take about 15 minutes. So I'm just going to pop 1.5 cups of rice into 3 cups of hot water. Very decent pinch of salt. Give it a little stir like this so it doesn't all stick together, and we're going to pop the lid back on, bring that up to a boil. So we'll come back to that.
So I've had these carrots in the oven for about 10 minutes, and I'll tell you what I've done to them in a moment. And we've also got some Sam, can you take that off my hand, please?
Yeah.
I don't want to get the marinade on it. Thank you.
I'm glad I could be of help.
Yeah. And so we're going to...
other way up.
You want the skin side down.
I want skin side down and flesh up so we can get a little bit of colour on here.
Because you're not actually using the skin.
Possibly not using the skin, up to you.
I would still eat it.
Okay.
Where the goodness is.
While Bry's doing this, I'm just going to tell you the dish that we're actually doing today. I really just want to call it, and this is the difference between words, different words mean. So it's salmon, rice, peas and carrots.
Okay.
Basically. But it's lemon, soy, baked salmon with sesame roasted carrots, baby peas, fragrant rice and soft herbs. Totally different dish, isn't it? Yeah, but it's a totally different dish, that. And, you sort of go, just do rice, carrots, peas and salmon, fish for dinner. So that's what I was doing last week, and I was thinking, how can I zhuzh this up a little bit? So I sort of thought, carrots are nice with sesame. Sesame goes with these sort of Asian... I actually started with the salmon because I had salmon.
Right.
I thought I want to do a salmon dish.
Work backwards.
What would I do with the salmon dish? So I thought Asian. I really quite like the Asian flavours with salmon. Just soy, which is salty. Yes. And should we do that in a second, or do you want to do that now? Or you're doing that now? Anyway, so I'll tell you about that as we go along. So I'll shush up because do you want to tell people what you did with the carrots first?
With the carrots first, okay. So the carrots just had the sesame oil and black sesame seeds tossed through. So just peeled and a bit of olive oil. We're using light olive oil. We're trying to use that across the board now. An extra virgin olive oil as opposed to a refined vegetable oils, which you would generally use in Asian cooking, but we're trying to be a bit more health conscious and use olive oil. So
and look at us, look how healthy we look since we've been doing that.
That's right, it's a remarkable change. Anyway, so the carrots are just tossed in those the sesame oil and seeds, put them in the oven. So they were in 10 minutes ahead of time, cut quite thick as you saw, and you'll see again as they come out. And then we've added the salmon to the tray. So the salmon was pre-marinating. So I'll run through the marinade for you because that's also going to be a dressing. So you make all the marinade and dressing all up at once, but I did it in 2 halves. So I can now prepare the dressing part, which is the same as the marinade. So just as you saw, peeling the ginger with the teaspoon, and then I'm going to grate it on our little ginger grater. How's that? I've juiced some lemon. So we've got lemon, soy, honey, ginger, and oil. So
we've got the sour with the lemon juice. I love lemon and soy sauce together. That's how it really just started. Lemon and soy sauce together, I think, is absolutely delish. So you've got your sour, you've got your salty. I wanted to put a little bit of honey in for the little bit of sweetness. So I was trying to get this sort of balance of flavours. And I actually cooked at home. I cooked the salmon without the ginger to start off with. I was trying to make it as simple as possible.
Right.
And then when I got the salmon out, I was like, it needs something else. And I decided on ginger. So then I made up a dressing for the rice, which is quite bland, isn't it? Just cooked on its own.
Yeah.
The salmon's really tasty, but you want that sort of a nice flavour around the rice as well to to allow that to soak it all up. So that's when I decided on adding the ginger, and I thought actually the salmon will be really nice with a bit of ginger on it as well. So are we making up?
Well, yeah, you're right.
Just
I did.
stop.
Yeah,
That's okay. That's okay.
I did the right amount of.
If you want it extra sweet, double the honey.
Because I put a teaspoon of honey in the marinade. It's only a teaspoon for the dressing, whereas because your recipe is 2 teaspoons total. Okay. Yes. So I've got the lemon juice, the ginger, and the right amount of honey.
You'll be making it up in the right amounts though, because you'll be
that's
using
what got me confused.
half of it to marinate the salmon, which is what we've done for a couple of hours beforehand, just because we know that it's going to taste a lot nicer if it's marinated for a little bit longer. And then we're just showing you how to make up the marinade slash dressing,
which I've thrown out now because obviously you're not using.
You got raw salmon in there.
Raw salmon.
Oh, you did have raw salmon.
I did have raw salmon. So light soy, 60 mils, which is 30. I'm doing half.
It's very complex when you've got to cook and think about figures at the same time in the kitchen. That's why there's 2 of us. So somebody else does something wrong, the other person can tell them. Light soy sauce as well is the salty soy, and it's the opposite of dark soy sauce, which is very sort of molassy and thick, which is a fantastic colour, and it would be quite fine to put some dark soy sauce in here as well. It would colour everything if you want to, but I'm just trying to keep it simple with only like a few ingredients.
A Kikkoman or something as an alternative.
Well, this is a Chinese light soy sauce. Absolutely, if you've got Kikkoman in the cupboard, that's a Japanese soy sauce. If you've got Healthy Boy soy, you can use that as well. That's what I've got at home.
Yeah, I was going to say Kikkoman's a good all-rounder for, like, sometimes you've either got Kikkoman or the Chinese or the Southeast
They're definitely
Asian,
interchangeable
rather
for
than
home
having
cooks.
a soy for every dish. I'll just have one light soy.
Absolutely. And if you've got a Japanese restaurant, don't use the Chinese soy. I mean, I guess you can, but if you want it to be really sort of what's the word I'm looking for? Authentic and have integrity, then you've got to use a Japanese soy.
And the honey we've got is this beautiful Southern Forest honey from Manjimup. It's our favourite honey. What's this? Forest Harvest.
Yes. My favourite one. What's my favourite one, Mr. Cameraman? He's here as well.
Forgotten. Sorry.
Mary?
Mary.
No.
Yeah. No.
Is it Mary?
I don't know, but honey is beautiful on our fresh sourdough bread.
We love their honey. It's very, very good. Very good. And the Southern Forest region down there is so pristine. It's just wonderful that the bees make fabulous honey.
They do. So I'm just going to prepare some herbs.
I haven't got very much to do.
Yeah, I was going to say, what are you going to do?
Because
she's just watching some water come boil, and then she's going to add some peas. That's how
and now
easy
Bry's
this dish
stolen
is.
my thunder by talking about the peas.
Oh,
just
sorry,
before
I preempted the peas.
They're special peas.
Preempted.
Very clever.
So chives, dill, and coriander is your fresh herbs for the top.
Yes, and dill is wonderful with salmon, of course. Chives, because we've got no onion in this dish anywhere. See how I'm I've got my hands in my pockets even. So no onions, so I thought chives on the top would be good. Adds a little bit more sort of savouriness, a little bit more of sort of depth, but not overly horrible like raw onion. And then coriander and dill together is incredible. I might actually pick that dill for you just for something to do. And then we don't have to chop it up so much because I think it's really nice. Cameraman, it's not your favourite, is it, Mr. Cameraman?
Dill.
Is he still awake?
Yes.
Are you still there? Oh, you are? Okay.
Yeah.
It's not his favourite, but you quite liked this the other day, didn't you, Anthony?
Small amounts.
Small
amount of dill. Yeah.
So do you want me to pick the leaves off this, or can I just tear the roots off? And
at home, I would just use the whole lot.
Yeah.
I would use the whole lot. Just clean off the roots.
The roots.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I would do at home.
Well, this is where the dish came from. So see how the back of my knife, I'm just sort of cleaning that up a little bit there. It takes off the sort of wispy bits, the bits that have been in the ground.
Waste it. Absolutely.
It's been well washed, so just make sure there's no sand in the in the stalks, in between the stalks at the bottom. But if you actually, like with your herbs, sort of, especially coriander, I find, and parsley, don't just rinse them under a tap. Actually fill the sink with water and plunge them in the water, and then the water gets in all around them and flushes out all that sand.
And also sort of perks them up a bit, doesn't it?
Yeah,
If they're looking a little bit sort of parched,
Yeah.
if you soak them in water, immersed in water, like we've got our little coriander for tomorrow immersed in water already, haven't we? And tomorrow it'll be all bright and perky.
So I've just folded that up. I'm going to fold it over and if I can coordinate my fingers. So the
love the
stalky
sound, yeah.
bits you can cut quite fine, the root bits, and then
The stalky bits and the rooty bits, technical
yeah,
terms.
stalky bits, rooty bits.
Yeah, but scrunch it all up to start off with, because
Yeah.
that's how it's just going to be a
Oh.
nice rough chop. So usually we'd say, don't scrunch your
Yeah, be gentle with your
like that in a
leaves.
very high voice. Don't scrunch your leaves because they'll bruise, but we are chopping them up, so it's
That's
not
right. So
the
then
end of the
this
world.
is your cross chop. If you've done our knife skills, you would have
I'm
learnt
checking
that.
on the time because I've got a feeling that the salmon's almost done.
Yeah,
I'm going to test it. We've got 2 minutes on the timer,
but
and we'll just quickly
because
talk about.
the salmon had, we'd had it out of the fridge, so it's not chilled.
It's done.
It's also got lemon and soy in it, and that's going to start the cooking process, really.
Well, the lemon does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Almost starts
Sort
it
of-
cooking. It's a bit like when you have lemon, when you have yogurt on our lovely 48-hour
Lamb.
rosemary, and that lamb is absolutely beautiful, and it cooks very, very quickly after it's had the after it's
lovely.
had that on. Absolutely delish.
Excellent. So what are
Do
we
you
looking
want to
for?
do you want to tell them, or do you want me to tell them, or
Can I
what
have
are
a
we
glove?
looking for? Oh yeah,
Thanks. Only
because it's hot.
Yeah, only
Yeah.
because it's hot. So just sort of feeling that sort of the
Very
firmness.
bouncy, isn't it?
And the beauty, this as well, because we're actually flaking it through. So you can actually, you'll be able to see in there, it should be, well, it's quite firm, but it's just flaking up straight away, actually. Whoop, breaking up.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll just leave it to rest. Can I see
Yeah.
a little bone there?
Oh, lucky.
God, my eyesight's amazing, isn't it?
That's right.
It's incredible. So we'll just sort of allow that to rest a little bit. My peas can now go into the rice. As you can see, there's not very much water left, so I do want to get my peas cooked in there. Actually, do you know what? I might just leave them on the top like that, not stir them through. I've got a bit of
that's
a thing.
what I do. It's
Okay.
just,
Got a bit of a thing about stirring rice just before.
yeah,
we
well, I
finish it, 'cause
always
it can
add
break.
the pea, like even in a rice cooker, I'll just, a few minutes before the end, just sprinkle in
steams on the
peas.
top.
Yeah, they steam.
Yeah.
That's right.
Easy. I think on the recipe it says cook them separately, but Bri said, why don't you put them on top of your rice? And I said, good idea, Bri. Like
Okey-dokey.
that.
Because
Roger that, Bri.
apart from the fact I'm doing the dishes today, at home, I certainly wouldn't be adding them,
No,
cooking them separately.
no. But until you see the video, you're going like, what do you mean put peas in your rice? But yeah, that's it. So as you can see, I've sort of built on all these flavours, and the great thing about the salmon as well is you can just do that on its own and serve it with salad or something, like an Asian coleslaw or something like that, if we're talking
So,
about summer.
We were talking about the
You can just
skin.
peel that skin off if you want, and if you like to eat it when it's not crispy, then you certainly can. Otherwise, because it's got a lot of good omega-3 in
Absolutely.
it. Otherwise, if you don't particularly like the texture, then don't eat it. It's totally up to you. Totally up
But
to you.
what? In my house or my neighbour's house, the animals, my place it'd be dogs. They'd be like right there,
Yeah.
going, oh,
Yeah.
give it to me. So
And
we'd
they
be
love
fighting
it,
over.
don't they?
Or next door, they've got cats, and they would absolutely love that. It's good for everyone. Look at that. So that's my only thing about the oven cooking of the salmon is, it's not crispy skin.
Yeah, but and what you can do though is you could pop that back in the oven, couldn't you? Really?
Yeah, and make
and
like
crisp it
crackle.
up. Yeah. So there's
Yummer.
always, there's always something else that you can do. I did get a couple of forks here as well, and I just think that if your salmon's still fairly hot, just flaking it up really quickly and easily like that is fantastic. So do you want to do that? And this is what I like. I know it's a bit sad, isn't it? But look, that's fatty bit. It's just awesome. But that's got the omega-3 in it as well.
Yeah.
Because it's the fat that has it. It has all the goodness in it, isn't it? Have a look at that. I think we're just about there.
So resting fish just as we would rest any other meat to allow the protein to relax.
Yeah, so the fibres in the fish, or don't chop it up. If you keep
Sorry.
it, it's all right. If you keep it fairly large when you first do it, then once we've folded it in with the rice and the peas and the carrots and everything, then it'll probably just crumble
Break
down
up
a little bit more.
Yeah.
So probably to start off with, I wouldn't go overboard. I've got about 40 seconds left on my rice. I will definitely leave that for the 40 seconds. And then I'm just going to spoon that into our large bowl.
So is it right? We're pouring this over the rice.
Yeah, so I'll put the rice in the bowl. You can pour that over it,
okay.
and then we can add everything
And then
else.
what's beautiful is like warm rice will absorb this.
Like that. Yeah, very, very nice.
And then toss everything else through.
18 seconds now. Just going to not take it off beforehand, because usually I would.
Yeah.
But I said we'll get this done in about 20 minutes to Bri earlier.
Yeah, so it's just
look,
very
we had
simple.
put the carrots in earlier, but that's 25 minutes. Put your carrots in first,
They
get
were in
everything
for 10
else done.
minutes extra. So what about
Quick.
other veggies that we could add with this that would be nice? Or is it like that broccolini that you bought for something else?
Oh
be
yeah,
quite
definitely.
nice,
If you
wouldn't
want some more greens, that's why I added the peas, because I thought that would
But
be
you
nice.
know
with
me,
the
I like
greens.
to like pack all the veggies into one
so
dish.
I'm trying to keep it easy. Bri wants to
I'm just
add
trying to get all
more
my
stuff.
nutritional content in one meal. So I have multiple vegetables. But yeah, broccolini would be lovely.
Yeah,
And you
definitely.
can always
Any of your
steam that
greens.
on top of the rice as well.
Yep, you certainly could. See, I knew there's a little bit of water left in there. You don't really want that water in there.
Oh, my cue the dressing.
And so we've used the Sela basmati rice as well, so it cooks cooks really easily and quickly. That's nice and moist. And then in goes the.
Oh, not too hot.
Oh, actually, no. I might just sort of.
Oh,
might
you know, it'd
move
be
that off.
nice.
You know what I do with this? Can I just show them, and
Yeah.
then you can say what you think would be nice, because I think that's a really great idea. Is just
Picking up the
using that
paper,
paper to pick everything up and sort of shooting it in like that.
It's awesome because you've just got the tray and the pot.
Yep.
I was going to say,
Yes.
do that salmon skin in the oven whilst you're just putting this together. And then like we did on that salmon dish in the class where you cut it up and sprinkle it over the top.
Can you
and the
say that
lent-
again? I'm just totally.
The crispy salmon skin.
Yes.
cut
Oh
up
yes,
and
yes.
sprinkled like a garnish.
Yes. So like our
The salmon and lentil dish that we
yeah,
did.
that we did for the low carb class.
Yeah.
Which is on the Cooks Collective. Very nice, that one. All right, here we go. Dinner's ready, everyone. See how quick and simple that is. So I've put half of those herbs in,
All right.
and
And
half
half on top.
on the top, like that. And then everyone can come and help themselves. And dinner's done, made. I'm zhuzhing because I just want a bit of colour on the top as well. And I think that that's quite a simple, yummy evening meal. Are we in the right posie? Yes, look at that.
Beautiful.
Delish.
Yeah, it is
Like
nice and
that
colourful.
It is, isn't it?
At the monitor.
So yeah, I totally get what you're talking about with the extra veggies in there, but I would probably take out some vegetables and put in some other vegetables. So take out your peas and add your broccolini if you wanted to.
You know,
But you can have it all, Bri. She can have it all. So very quickly, we're going to head over to Ruth at the Good Grocer, and she is in the wine box, and she will tell you what she recommends to drink with this
awesome
as well.
Yeah.
Hi, it's Ruth Hall here from the Wine Box in South Perth. Once again, I have been really lucky to be involved with the Matters of Taste recipe and wine matching. Tracy has given me a beautiful recipe to match this time, which is a lemon soy baked salmon. It's got fragrant rice, baby peas, really soft herbs, which made me think, A, I needed a Riesling, and B, it had to be Great Southern. For me, Great Southern Rieslings, they have a lemon and a lime and a natural acidity, but they also have almost a mineral austerity, so they can actually cut through and help retain the flavours of any dish. As a Great Southern girl, I can't go beyond the Rieslings, and I will easily have available probably 10 Great Southern Rieslings in the fridge at any one time, whether or not it be Dukes from the Parongarups or Castle Rock from the Parongarups or Franklin River. But my favourite today, and the one that I've chosen, is actually the Gilbert's Riesling. Now, I have a family affiliation with Gilbert's. A big shout out to all my Gilberts, who I lovingly worked with for nearly 10 years and still keep up with. I believe that their Riesling is not overpriced, sits beautifully in the market, and I think would be perfect for this dish.
Thank you so much for that, Ruth. I was thinking you could go down to Mount Barker to get the Riesling, on your way down to Albany to fish for the salmon, come back up through Southern Forest to get your carrots, and grow the herbs in your garden if you wanted to. So there we go. Hope you enjoyed that this week. My salmon, rice, peas and carrots. Thank you for cooking with me today, Brian.
That's all right. It's beautiful.
And we look forward to seeing you next week when we will be cooking a build your own soup, is it? Build your own soup next week. Just wanted to teach people how, if you've got lots of veggies left in the in your fridge, what you need to know about making a soup just from veggies that you've got in the fridge, and how to balance out all those flavours and get a really delicious soup. So we'll be back 2 o'clock next Wednesday for our soup show. See you then.
Thanks for watching. Bye.